remember my dad would pack us up and go to the truck stops and pick up these huge shipments.
Oh. And we were talking behind the scenes before we were getting anything going about, I guess, getting a license for things. Do you know much about that, how that works? The green stuff. Welcome to another episode on the I Am Arminta channel. Today I have Tiffany Williamson joining me, and we will be talking about the green stuff. Thank you, Tiffany.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being back. So today we're going to talk about the green stuff.
Yes.
Got super popular. It's always been popular, but
Right.
This year it was on our voting ballot
Yes.
to legalize marijuana here in Maryland. So let's talk about it.
Yes. So I think July 1st it comes into effect recreational. So that just means anyone over the age of 21 can buy it. So for a certain amount and, so yeah, pretty excited about it.
And for you, how did you gain your interest in the green stuff? The green stuff.
It's crazy, but the first time of my knowledge of cannabis was around 4 or 5 years old. My dad was a big time drug dealer.
Oh.
I remember we lived in Oklahoma, but I-40 and I-35 meet right in the middle. And I remember my dad would pack us up and go to the truck stops and pick up these huge shipments.
Oh.
And back then it came in bricks and you would have to steam it, fluff it up, and everything else. And my mom used to, fluff it up. And every time my dad would have these parties, as soon as the company would start coming, it was kind of like Blow, the movie Blow. They would bring me gifts. And so one of the guys brought me, there's a monster at the end of this book, Sesame Street. It was a book, and it was my favorite book. But he brought me that, and I remember my mom leading me to the bedroom, and the door shut. But it was trays of everything that you can think of, huge bongs. So that was my first encounter with cannabis.
Okay.
Yes.
And see, I'm thinking back to, I think I first heard of it in high school.
Yeah?
Yes. And okay, so you were exposed to it at a younger age.
Yes.
But now you're interested in
The medical benefits of the cannabis now is what interests me. Cannabis is great for seizures, epilepsy. My daughter had those. That's when I really started getting into the medical components of cannabis and what it can do. So me personally, it helps with depression, PTSD. I'm huge about, mental health. And so that's what cannabis does. It frees you from, that prison. Cannabis is great.
So for me, on the medical side of things, I think I was first exposed to it maybe, I'm trying to think, 5 years ago, maybe something like that. I was diagnosed with endometriosis when I was in high school, my senior year of high school, and I've dealt with the pain of that for years. It wasn't until recently, probably about 5 years ago, I think I have been on several different type of opioids from having surgeries from my car accidents where I had knee surgeries, and cannabis has been probably one of the best things for pain for me.
Yeah.
I know my dad, we tried to get him to get a medical license as well because he has epilepsy. He deals with a lot of pain from an accident he had, and we tried to get him to do it, but he didn't see. He's like, no, that's not going to do anything. It's like, you'd be surprised when I'm looking at taking Oxy or cannabis.
Right.
And so I just mentioned how I was on the ballot this past month. So what's new or what's going to happen because of this now?
So what's going to happen now is I think we're going to need to get a lot more dispensaries. It's just going to be mad. I know in Oklahoma, they pretty much have a dispensary on every corner, and it's so easy to get a license and to grow. So Maryland's going to look into needing to change some laws. Some regulations need to be, lifted and really redone so it can get up to what demand and supply, because there's not a lot of growers here. So yeah, we can definitely use some, maybe not make it so difficult to obtain a license. So especially in the Black community,
A license for selling or for
all of the above. Yeah. So I don't know. I know Louisiana, there was different seeds, and only a certain amount of people could do it. They were trying to shut a lot of Black people and community out. So we'll see. We'll see what's going to happen.
And we were talking behind the scenes before we were getting anything going about, I guess, getting a license for things. Do you know much about that, how that works?
There is some great guys over at Chesapeake Apothecary. I definitely would like to talk to them, pick their brains and stuff about obtaining a license, or maybe even starting a strand and seeing how that process works. But yeah, I know a lot of doctors who are ready to invest. And so if we can just find the right connections, that would be great.
And Chesapeake Apothecary, or is it a dispensary?
That is the dispensary located in White Plains, I believe, or La Plata or White Plains, right over in that area.
Okay. And what benefits have you experienced from? I know you mentioned your PTSD.
Yes. So it's helped tremendously with my PTSD. I have some stuff in my past that I really don't want to keep replaying. So after I may change my son's diaper. And I remember changing my daughter's diaper. And those memories are pretty hard, and it seems like I have to relive them. So cannabis helps ease the pain. I don't have the reoccurrence anymore, but it's also helped with insomnia. So I'm so much, can sleep during, the night with the indica.
Help me out again with that. Indica.
So one way that I remember indica is in the couch. It's going to make me relax and sleepy, whereas sativa is going to be, the morning help me focus and get everything done. So what I usually do is make make canna butter, and I make some canna fudge, cut them in little cubes, and then I drip one in my coffee and have a mocha latte.
Yes.
And it's great to be proactive throughout the day, so, and still stay focused.
Yeah. So have you met any or had any negative reactions from people around you because of your?
And I think this is what's going to be hard for a lot of people. It's always been known as something bad. So for me, knowing I have to take this medicine and it's, was deemed illegal, even though, yes, it was just this plant, I still feel like I'm doing something wrong. Whereas in actuality, I'm just helping myself and making myself better. And that's what medicine's supposed to do.
Right.
So, because I'm never going to be able to live without those memories, but I need to function in life.
Right.
I have to keep moving and continue going on. I have children. I have things to live for. So that's what it's doing for me. It's giving me my life back.
You talked about not wanting to go back to the memories of your daughter.
Right.
What have you done in other ways for her memory?
Oh, so I just now started celebrating her birthday, which is great. I love that. Just getting the word out about the disorder, hypomelanosis of Ito. But yeah, she's pretty much my little superhero. So yeah.
And you have your foundation that you started for.
Yes. The foundation is hisyndromefoundation.org is where they can find it at. But we're going to be having some merch on there to support, some T-shirts, cups that they can purchase. We're going to be having a gala pretty soon, so they can purchase tickets. Have a couple of doctors that's going to be speaking about the disorder. So yeah, they can come on over to the hisyndromefoundation.org website.
And you have a YouTube channel for this?
I do have a YouTube channel. It's dedicated to my book. That one's #FitToBeWilliamson on pretty much all platforms.
Okay. So please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And also please like, share, and subscribe to I Am Arminta YouTube channel as well, where you can find episodes about life and, of course, my Blended Families podcast that I do as well. Okay. Yes. Great.
Please hang up and try again.
She started screaming, right? And I was like, well, shit, I want to scream too. So I just remember that movie Over the Top, like and I slammed it down.
I am very non-athletic whatsoever. Saxophone.
Oh, you remember that movie, Sandra Bullock movie, where she was like humiliated in front of the whole town because her husband was on a talk show or something? So it's what she's saying.
Oh, Hope Float.
Yes, Hope Float.